Hey guys, this is Juan for JuanSource.com, and I'm happy to say that I'm back after a pretty long break of not doing commentaries. And now that the CGS is over, I have quite a few demos and quite a bit of new content to do. So I'm really looking forward to that. But this is going to be a season demo. And really, this demo commentary is going to coincide with an article I have coming out, really kind of about disguising your strats. And so look for that to come out sometime this week. As well as this demo is gonna be the first part in a three-part series about season, because I feel there's really a lot to learn on it. This was a brand new map for me going into this season, and so as kind of we progressed in the season, we really evolved on this map. We learned a lot of new things. We learned how to adapt to other teams, and really, so this is going to be a three-part series of ongoing adaptations that we make, and really how we kind of changed from match to match, how we adapted to kind of teams knowing our strats, and how we were still able to get over that, and really have good T sides on this map in particular, but really having a good match all around. So. We're going to start off here. I am going to be the A player, but I am going to pretty much switch around this entire match and kind of show you a overall perspective of how we play this map. But I am playing this area, and I'm going to refer to this as dungeon. And like the A hallways, and the other entrance into A is I'm going to refer to as short. But what I'm doing here on the first round is just spotting and dropping here. We're going to just kind of spot this corner. I'm going to flash it, delay it in case they're rushing, and then what we want to do here is try to double smoke that entrance right there. Double smoke where I'm looking at right now, because it makes it very difficult for them to come out. It looks like our smokes missed a little bit, but I have backup from K-Sharp playing in what I refer to as turnpike. It's kind of that corner coming from the CT spawn. And so what we're able to do there is just spot, drop, kind of force them in, isolate one side with those double smokes, isolate the dungeon, focus more on the short area. And that's going to be a trend that you see throughout this match, and in fact throughout all three matches. But we kind of change it up a little bit here and there to kind of keep them off balance. So. That was a good first part on our round. Now I'm just going to kind of switch the perspective over to Nick, and I really want to stress the importance of mid control on this map. Really, if you're able to kind of control the flow on CT, shut down their middle, they really have a lot less options to work with on their T side. So what Nick kind of does here is he just plays a little bit of a passive angle, but they kind of played foolishly there. They just ran out. They didn't really have an opper peeking with them, so they just kind of ran out and died. And so if teams are going to do that, it definitely just kind of abuse your op in middle. It really didn't take much work for him to just kind of pick him off. But later on, you're going to see him. He pulls a little bit more tricky stuff that's kind of difficult to play against. And I find that he kind of sits in a smoke in middle, and that's been a trend that he does quite a while. And it's hard to counter that on offense. But we're going to kind of show you on the T side how we do that. So. Again, I'm going to go back to myself. I'm going to get to kind of my same spot here, spotting dungeon. Now, I really like doing this. When a team finds out that you do this a lot, they're going to start countering you, and that's going to be something you see in the later part of the series, and how I kind of adapt to that. But you see the double smokes right here. And when I spot that guy dungeon, immediately we want to double smoke that, try to isolate that side so I can just kind of help with short in case Kyle calls if he sees any guys there. So when I hear that noise short, I want to flash and push into this dungeon to clear it right away, so that we don't get pinched on in the site. As soon as we kind of see that that's clear and the noise stops at short, we can pretty much assume that they're probably going towards B. So I tell my teammate to rotate, and instead of just sitting there, I decide to push through to fully clear it. There was only 20 seconds left in the round, so if I can push through there, I can pretty much 100% guarantee that they have to go through B. So what I did is I pushed through there, I flanked the vents. I really like flanking the vents in a lot of cases when they take A in my position, because I think a lot of the other rotates come through CT spawn, and it just gets really congested there if your whole team is rotating through CT spawn. So I like just changing up, going through the vents, occasionally getting guys in that jail area that I refer to, that area to the left of me right now. I refer to that as jail, and I caught a guy in there. So that's another advantage to going in the vents here. So yeah, what they did that round was pretty much just a fake at A and brought it over to B, and we recognized the fake pretty quickly by doing some isolation and pushing through, and so we were able to over-rotate to the other site and pretty much shut them down. So what our guys at doing over here at B is Method and Volcano is Method's just going to kind of flash for Volcano, and Sal's just going to push up into this area. Now, although it's somewhat unsafe to kind of just push up solo and hope that you get kills, the advantage of doing that is that he can spot and call, you know, how many people are there, and will be able to rotate before they get into the site. I think their original goal there between Volcano and Method was to push Sal all the way through, and you're going to see that on a later round. You want to push that one guy all the way through so that if Sal can get into position there, pushed into those kind of B hallways, that Mikey can rotate off and come play at either middle or A with us, because Sal will be able to hold that solo, or at least spot and drop solo, so that we can pretty much hold that site with one guy, and we can focus on covering other areas like jail and middle. So what happened there was Sal played aggressively. He spotted them. We were able to over rotate. We had a 3-guy trap there, just waiting for them to come in, and we're gonna look at that again one more round. So again, you'll see Nick here. He tosses this smoke down, and then he just likes to sit in it because this is kind of like a one-way smoke. There's a lot of maps that have just weird lighting, and there's a lot of smokes that work pretty much one way for one angle, and it's completely dark for another angle, and so this works in Nick's favor here. He can pretty much see the entire part of middle, and it's very difficult for them to see him. So again, he wants to just continue in this mid control. Now that he has that locked down, I'm just spotting the halls right here again. I'm going to spot this corner. As soon as I see anything, I'm just going to flash, drop, call for double smokes from my teammate in the site, and then hopefully try to focus on the short area. So I spot right here. I notice that they're coming really fast, so I double flash instead of my normal single flash, and I call that over my teammate. He's able to get one guy just running out, and that's why I like playing one op, one rifle on the site. I don't like the idea of 2 ops in A because I think it's just way too passive. People can pretty much just smoke and flash you out, and there's really nothing you could do if you had 2 ops setup. A 2 rifle setup would be equally difficult. I think you either have to play really aggressive or double up in order for it to work. Otherwise, you're just going to get flashed and pinched too well. But if you play 1 op, 1 rifle in that site, it works really well because one guy is kind of the bait. He's really spotting. He's drawing attention. Other guy's just sitting back and he's playing different angles, just getting free picks. And it's a lot more easy to hold that site if you're playing a little bit of a variety, 1 op, 1 rifle, as opposed to the both of each. So again, what we're doing here, when I hear my teammate gets a pick at short, I just flash and kind of help see if there's anything there. But again, we're doing the double smokes here. Kyle was able to get a smoke off before he dies, and see what I can do here is I can just sit out in the open, and because it's double smoked, they can't see me at all. When they run out, it's full gray, and you can kind of see my POV there as I run in the smoke after the round. It's just completely gray, and we call that being smoke blind, and there's nothing they can do. They either have to wait out the smoke or just run out and hope they don't die, which that didn't work too well for them there, because you know they're just completely blocked out, and I can see them way before they can see me, and so it's easy, it's just a really easy spam down. So what they're going to do here at B again is try to push Sal through. We saw this on the other round. He didn't push all the way through, but what he does here is he tries to get in position. He plays kind of, this is a good angle to play. It's not often very checked. But see, once Method gets Volcano into position here, Mikey's just going to rotate off and go into the other site. So now that we have an over rotation at the other site, Sal's playing very aggressive here. He's pushed. He can hopefully get a trade or two, as well as spot and get a rotate over to the other site. So that we're able to play a lot more heavy at the other site. So, I mean, as long as we don't screw anything up too much, we're in a really good position to win this round. So, Sal did a great job of getting 2 entries there. That's even more than we can ask of him. Unfortunately, we got ran over by the fakers at A, which is just unfortunate on our part. We were in good position. We just kind of didn't hit our shots there. But what Sal was able to do was he was able to call the bomber there. Now Mikey's kind of set up here on the bomb planner, and he only has 10 seconds, so Mikey is playing this pretty aggressively as he should, and the other guy is at the other site, so they really need to kill this guy quickly. Unfortunately, he was able to get one kill, and Nick just goes for the defuse because he thought the other guy was at the other site, and he was actually pretty close. So it was unfortunate on our part there, but I think we played the round really, really well. Again, we're going to look at the B guys and kind of see how they play the site early in the round. They generally tend to be very aggressive early in the round, and they are also playing one rifle, or I'm sorry, two rifles. But I think it's a good idea to play this site one up, one rifle at like the same at A, because I think there's a lot of kind of baiting you can do and a lot of free kills you can get with that opper if that rifle just baits. So what Sal does is he pushes up right away, and Method didn't push with him. Sal's just kind of running up. He wants to kind of frag out and try to get in position again like he did on the previous round. Because Method didn't go with him, we were able to just kind of set up a trap. Sal was able to spot, and they figure they got the entry kill that it's time for them to explode on the site, but we had three guys pretty much posted up on there because of Sal was able to spot. We had guys quick on the rotate, and so because Mikey did not go with Sal there, they kind of split up. It worked in our favor. Instead of if Mikey were to go with him, and if they were to get the entry on Mikey and Sal, it'd pretty much be the round because they'd be able to take the site. But again, we're going to kind of go to my point of view here. We're kind of doing a double dungeon setup pretty much. Kyle is posted on kind of where I am right now, and so I'm just gonna spot drop and just kind of bait him into Kyle. So hopefully he'll be able to get some free kills right here. And so we switch. I start watching short, and he's gonna start watching dungeon here. And so but since there's really no noise at short yet, we're not gonna really focus on it. As soon as I see something, I flash it, and we want to try to isolate this one side. So I push into this dungeon right here. I'm able to get the kills there, and the rest guys are going to be in the site. We have a guy rotating through Turnpike. Kyle and I are still live above on this catwalk, and we're able to just pinch the guys coming from short. Just by simple isolation there, we were able to win the round. Okay, so now we're in the second half, and this is going to be the half that really coincides with my new article coming out, really about disguising your strats and just kind of running terrorist-side setups to kind of mask what you're going to do. Pretty much running similar things every round and throwing similar nades so that the other team's unable to tell exactly what you're going to do. And so I'm going to kind of start off by showing what we do here at the very beginning of the round. We do a pretty specific smoking pattern, and this kind of evolves as the matches go on. And you'll see that we double smoke this area right here just to block off this area, opper. If we single smoke it, it's his advantage. If we double smoke it, it's pretty much completely blocked off. You'll see it's pretty much blocked off so that we're able to take control of the middle. And that's the whole goal of this setup, is to take control of the middle here. And since we blocked off that area, we're doing a pinch on the jail and the B site. Once we get into position like that, it's very difficult for them to hold the site because we're able to catch their rotators. We're able to pinch on the guys in the site. We had K-Sharp coming up from the B halls ways there, and we had 3 or 4 guys coming from that jail area. And so when teams get split on like that, it's very difficult to defend against because there's so many angles that you have to watch when we have the rotation cut off. So it's not like they can have help coming. So splits like that tend to work really well when you can get through the middle. That's pretty much the breaking point of this strat, is whether you can get through the middle without getting picked. And our setup and our smoke grenades is what's really going to kind of help us do that. And you're going to see that's going to be something that we do on pretty much every round, because that's a strat that we're going to like running. And we throw those smokes so we can get up through that middle, but we're also going to throw those smokes on rounds that we don't do that strat, so that we can disguise our strat. Because if we only threw those smokes when we did that strat, it'd be a dead tell that we're going to do that strat. So you'll see right here, we're going to throw those smokes again, and we may do something else, or we may do the exact same thing, and they're not going to be able to tell really what we're going to do. And it looks like we're probably going to switch it up, and we're going to take a kind of a split on A. We're going to go through short and dungeon. Meanwhile, we're doing the exact same setup, except we're switching like 2 guys around. I pretty much go through the vents every round, and I'm going to kind of show later on kind of how I adapt to them adapting to me. But what we're doing is we're going quickly I'm sorry, we're pushing into their spawn. We're pushing into the smoke, which probably isn't, it may not be the best idea, but we were able to get the kill there because they stuck together. They were able to get the trade kill. And once we get it, by the way, I refer to that as turnpike. Once we get into that turnpike, we're able to pinch on the site guys really easily because we pretty much, again, cut off their rotation. The guys are pinched from pretty much every angle on the site, so there's not a whole lot they can do. They really just have to hope that they hit a lot of nice shots. So Nick and Mikey are in a 2 versus 2 here. And they're doing a pretty good job of really just holding their angles right here. There's no reason to get anxious, and they just stay together and pretty much ensure that they can get the trade kills, which is exactly what they needed to do. So I'm going to show my point of view here. I've been going in the vent pretty much every round. The reason I do this is because if there's an opper posted up at this angle right here that I'm peeking, that I can kill him, as well as if there's any guys going quickly through the jail, I can pretty much stop that rotate. And a lot of times I just kind of sit back, I get the rotation kills, and then I come in the site here and clean up if I need to. But we were doing a quick split on A. We hit through the dungeon very quickly. But again, we still did those smokes, so that even though we didn't hit our jail and B split, it kind of looked like we did because we were again doing the smokes, and so they're really not able to tell exactly what we're going to do. And if we just keep that up consistently, it's going to be very difficult for them to kind of tell where we're playing, and it's going to be very difficult for them to counter what we're doing. But however, we didn't have a terribly great post plant setup there. I think we lost the 2 versus 3 or 2 versus 4, and that was probably just bad positioning or bad shots. I really wasn't paying attention to which. But anyhow, the strat itself worked pretty well. We were able to get in the site. We got the bomb planted with advantage, so you really can't ask for more than that on the strat. It's just a matter of shot hitting after that. Okay, so again, we're doing those mid smokes, and notice we can just kind of sit back here for a second, wait for those smokes to bloom, and then we're going to kind of get into position here. We watched that short push. A lot of teams like to push short, and then we jump out this middle to clear it together. Make sure there's nothing aggressive. Clear everything here, but we also have to be quick here. We don't want to get up before those smokes fade, but once we get into position here, we're really in good position to win the round. We have 3 guys coming through the jail, likely that they don't even expect it. And so what we got to do here is just push up into these rafters here, and Sal's doing a pretty good job of clearing this, but he should be advancing further. It's kind of a bad on our part. Devour just killed Mikey from that yellow hallway up there, and kind of shameful on our part that we didn't completely clear that, because that's going to cost us the round. And so, you know, when you're coming through on that jail split, or even if you come through B, playing this area right here, I mean, you really need to clear this, because the guy could just sit here the entire round, which is exactly what Devour did, and pretty much just stay alive, kill the bomb planter, kill people from this angle. So you guys got to be, you got to go together on clearing this spot and ensure that you get the trade. If you get the trade, if you kill this guy, it's much more likely that you're going to win the round. Okay, so again, the strat itself worked pretty well. We didn't do a great job of clearing the site, so we gotta be a little bit more careful on clearing every angle on the site here. And what Kyle's doing is, since we're doing the same strat we did on the previous round, we're doing that jail and B split, is he's really just drawing attention to him to himself very early in the round. We want to make it so that the guys in middle and the guys playing in B are more worried about the guy coming up through B than the guys coming through jail. So it's easier for our main group of guys, our 3 guys going through jail, to get through and get into position there. So Kyle's just pulling attention to himself, really just making a distraction, waiting for the other guys to go through jail, and he's doing a great job of being patient and just kind of sitting up here. So again, yeah, we came through jail, did the exact same smokes, worked out in our favor, and now we just kind of spread out, watch our rotates and flanks, and say 5 versus 2. Nobody's died yet, and we're in great position to win the round. Okay, now we're up 3-2, and it's possible that we'll see an eco. They just lost a round, and they had lost a lot of guns on the previous rounds. So what what we're going to do is just kind of sit back here, wait for a possible eco. Once we start seeing nades, we figure that it's probably not as likely as eco. So we post up on this short push, and then again we want to transition to our jail strat. It's been working extremely well. However, the problem that you're going to see right here is our smokes are beginning to fade here, and Torres sitting on that stairs is able to get an easy kill on Sal, but however, because they stuck together, they were able to get the trade kill, and now we're in, again, very good position. We cleared pretty much this entire site. Kyle, again, being very patient, just sits back there. He waited for that guy yellow to push through, and we were able to ensure that we killed that guy there that ruined the previous round for us. We planted 4 where Nick is standing here so that he can easily defend that bomb if it comes down to it, and it shouldn't be much of a problem for us to win the round. Okay, now we're pretty sure that's going to be eco. So again, we want to be watching for pushes here, watching for aggressives, and pretty much group and go somewhere as soon as that we establish that it is an eco. So we're just going to, again, go into our same setup that we have been pretty much every round. And although we're setting up pretty much the same every round, it's not necessarily that we're going to the same place every round. We're setting up, disguising our strat, and then hitting somewhere else. And it has been jailed quite a bit lately. However, we have switched it up from round to round occasionally, and keep them off balance. And you're going to see that in the next couple rounds that we're really just trying to keep them off balance here. But we established that it's an eco, so we want to try to get in a group. We have 3 guys kind of sitting in a group and ensuring that we get the trade kills and picking up the round. Okay, so again, we're setting up. Kyle's going to be, again, pulling a little bit of attention to himself, and we're throwing the same smoke grenades. But what we do here is, instead of running the split on jail, is we decide to just run back because we've ran the same strat 3 or 4 times. We figure that they pretty much have to adapt now if they want a chance of winning the round. We figure that they're probably going to have to stack in the jail or something like that. So what we do is we drop back and we go 3 towards B. We try to plow up this ramp. Since Kyle has been having a lot of success just getting picks right here, what we decide to do is just plow three guys up right here, and we're able to get that entry kill. And since we're coming up right here, and we figure that they're probably still looking at jail a little bit, worried about that. So we're able to get up into position here and get the bomb plant, and we're able to get in pretty good post plant spots here. I'm watching the vent flank right here. I smoke myself in. Again, there's a lot of one-way smokes on this map. This happens to work pretty well. So I'm posted up on that vent flank. Nothing really comes, but my teammates get the kills on the guys rotating from the rafters. Okay, so right now, again, we're going to kind of throw our disguise, and then I think a good idea what would be to hit a quick A here, because I think right now they're playing so scared and so desperate in B that I figure they pretty much have to stack that site, because they were pretty heavy there on the previous round, and even though they lost there, I figured they have to be playing extremely weak at A here, and so if we just group and plow through here, it should be a pretty easy win if we can get the entry kill here, because it's likely not too many other guys will be playing in the site, and we were exactly right about that. Org was pushed through short, so we get this guy, and we pretty much have immediate control of the site. So we push down on the site. I have my teammates cover me. I get the bomb planted down so that we can sit in the dungeon there, cover the bomb from there if we need to. However, it's pretty much we're at a pretty big advantage at this point. I push out into the turnpike here, clear the CD spawn, and we pretty much figure that he has to be coming from short right now, so that we can pretty much just focus on that. I get TK'd from my teammate, but Mikey spots the guy coming in, and he nades him, and that is going to be game. So yeah, I hope that you really learned a lot from this demo, especially the idea about disguising your strats. I'm going to go into more depth about that on the article coming out, I believe, tomorrow. And just a reminder, this is the first of a 3-part series on season. The next 2 weeks are also going to be season commentaries, and really it's the next commentary is really going to focus how we change our play to kind of counter them countering us, because obviously with this being a CGS match, demos are going to be available. The other team is obviously going to watch the demos, so just going to kind of try to figure out what we do, but really we're gonna try to make ourselves make our play really disguised, and even more so on CT side too. We did a lot of that on T side, but on CT side, we're gonna really change up our play, try to catch them off guard on things that they didn't expect, even though they watched our demo. So, and the following demo is also gonna have more of that. Just really how we add a lot of different, like another dimension to our play, and really make it difficult for teams to counter us. And you're going to see that's kind of a main theme when you get to the higher level of play, is really just handling how teams counter you, because it really does become an issue. Teams going to figure out exactly how you play, and they're going to figure out play styles to beat that. So you really need to be on your game with figuring out new ways of playing, and figure out new ways of countering what they do. So. Well, that's going to be it. I really liked doing this commentary, and I look forward to doing the next two. So we'll see you.